Hello there and welcome back to Satisfactory. Yes, we're back on Satisfactory once again, going to be continuing on the dedicated server. So we're back over here on the main train line. We need to get this train line done. We need to get a train station over at the rubber factory, as well as there's another train line we need to try and complete today. I don't know if I'm going to get it done today, but there's another train line that we do need to try and finish, which is that one right there where that bridge is. Whoops. I forgot I'm on a server. I can't be pinging around, because if I'm pinging around, then everybody's going to be looking at what I'm trying to do. So anyway, yep, we're going to be trying to complete that line as well, but we need to get the one to the rubber factory finished so that we can get not only rubber going, but we can also get the petroleum coke going, because Dragon today is going to be rebuilding the steel factory. He's going to be completely redoing it, where he uses the coke steel ingot, which on its base produces 100 steel ingots per minute. So that is quite a lot. And then if he ends up upping it, he could produce even more, 250. And then if he puts a summer sloop in it, he could produce 500 with one freaking machine, which is insane. That's a lot of steel ingots. But yeah, he's going to be doing that today, and I'm going to be finishing this train line over to the rubber factory. You can just about see, well, you could see anyway. You can just about see there's the rubber factory right there. So we're actually pretty close. This took many, many hours. I was building this super, super long bridge, which I actually had to destroy it and start over once as well. I almost had it all done, and then I was just like, oh no, it's at the wrong height. It was a mess. But anyway, let's go ahead and get on with that and get on into chat as well. Just quickly a reminder, if you'd like to check out Dragon's channel, you can check out his channel linked down in the description below of this video, along with him and others on my main YouTube page underneath the friendly content creators section. So if you get the chance, definitely check them out. All right, let's go ahead and join on into chat, and let's get going on this. Well, hello there.
Hey, buddy. Are you having FPS issues?
No, that's just fine.
No? Okay, so it's my system.
Is it doing it to you again?
Yep. While I was traveling through the hypertube.
Oh, that's gonna be a... and you can't exit while you're in there.
Right.
Be a bad day. Wow. I'm just watching it going.
Yeah, even the mouse is...
Yeah, the in-game cursor, I'd imagine, be affected as well.
It's not normal. I mean, it ran just fine last week, so I don't know what's going on here.
Yeah, that's definitely not... 5 FPS is generally not normal in any game.
Let's crank up the fan speed. Alright, we're going to try loading it again. Okay, with it running fine for you, then that tells me that it wasn't there's not the server. So... yeah, that or I may have to restart my machine, at which point the delayed, hole in the streaming time.
Huh. Yeah, that's good.
Because it takes my system a hot minute to restart.
Mine too. If I have to restart, I'm like, well, I'll go make some lunch, and I'll be back in about an hour, and maybe it'll be ready.
Yeah, see the ping. So what I'm noticing though is that the ping rate is through the roof for some reason.
That might be because of me. I don't know if if somebody else is having higher ping, if that causes the whole server to have higher ping. Because mine was 136, but that's only because you know how I double upload. I upload to 2 different platforms, and well, I got one done, and I was just like, well, I better get in there because I got the one done. So
Right.
so yeah, my
So-
ping's higher.
Stoney's asking how the railroad's coming along. I'm going to say, well, just because I like to pick on Tundra, slow because I still have a station at my rubber factory.
Yeah. But in my defense, I did spend like 6 hours building what I have here. So.
Yeah, busy playing Space Engineers.
No.
How'd you like it?
What, second game?
Yeah, the Space Engineers. Yeah.
Yeah, it's pretty good. Definitely a lot better engine they got working on it. Obviously, there's still some bugs and stuff.
Yeah.
It is.
Well,
even when you play the game, it has a little. It has a little. I don't know what you call a little band or a little sash up in the corner that says Alpha.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, but I like the little detail blocks that they had.
Oh yeah, dude. I spent hours playing with those. It's like, oh, I could be here all day. Man, I love it. Yeah. They're releasing it like the first game though, where it's single player creative mode only, and then they'll go through and start adding the other features as the game becomes more complete.
Okay, this loaded differently this time.
Jeez.
Well, I'm waiting for that tree to disappear. This is concerning.
Very.
Oh, yeah, this is... I should not have jumped in that.
No. Something is very broken.
Oh. And now it's smoothed out. Smooth it out-ish. Oh, no. Okay. Alright, yeah, chat. When I get out of this hypertube, we're going to have to just end the stream for a little bit. I'm going to reboot my computer. Because we can't do this.
Yeah, you can only do that if you're Josh.
Right.
Because that's his whole MO.
Alright, yeah. Alright, yeah, chat. Give me a few minutes. Like I said, we're gonna end the stream here, but I'll bring up the next round. As soon as I can get to a menu. All right, yeah, chat. Give me just a little bit. We're gonna reboot the system, and then we'll have a round 3 of the stream. So, all right, we'll see you in just a little bit. Probably about 15, 20 minutes thereabouts. Maybe faster. Depends on how quickly the machine boots up. We'll go ahead and end that.
I did have to build the train line all the way from the high-speed connector factory all the way up into the Titan Forest and then around. It's the easiest path up here.
Yeah, I thought it was gonna have some weird connections.
Yep.
But then it'll be easy enough to tie it into the line at the steel factory.
Oh yeah, the steel factory's already done.
Well, no, I mean, tying it in from here over to the steel factory, because you'd have a shorter distance from the rubber factory over to the steel factory. There's a whole open swath there you can just run the train straight through. Oh, except for that one spot that you have to do the corkscrew down, which makes the train go nuts. Never mind.
That doesn't. It did make the train go nuts, but I imagine that doesn't happen anymore because they improved upon that since the train's no longer accordion like they used to.
Which is nice.
Yeah. I can see the rubber factory. Getting close. Yeah, and this will be interconnected. That goes to the wall and to the main base, so you'll be able to. It'd be a bit of a shortcut, basically. So.
Okay.
Be nice. So once that lane is built, then the rubber doesn't have to go as long anymore. It'll have a lot shorter of a distance.
Right.
Right now it has to go down to the desert canyon and then up and around by the power plant. It has to come up through that way because that's the only way through there at the moment.
GPU pieces up now. Wait for that one last thing to pop up. Now, granted, if it still does it after the reboot, then I'm gonna be lost for what is causing it.
Yeah, that is weird.
Because, like I said, we weren't having that issue last week,
No.
and we haven't built anything new.
Yeah, just it reminds me of the times when I was trying to play a game that I didn't have the graphic card for years ago. And it's just where it would run good for about a minute, and then all of a sudden the whole game would just go down to like 5 FPS because it just wouldn't be able to play it. That's what. But obviously you got graphics cards better than mine, so
Right.
so you shouldn't be doing that.
And unfortunately, you can hear my wife right now because she's fussing at my daughter, who's, writing out fractions incorrectly. There we go. That's got that setting taken care of. Here.
That's why I was asking, like, if for some reason something else was eating it all up. For some reason.
Okay. Oh, my interest in the gunner didn't air it out on me this time. there's an error that I'm expecting to see on the screen that popped up. Alright, what? Let's Satisfactory. Oh, stream routes. And we'll kick off round 3.
So glad I wasn't playing a game on Sunday. Or playing a multiplayer game.
Oh yeah?
Yeah, I recorded around 4 to 5 hours worth of gameplay, and it had no game sound and no mic.
Oh.
It was just strictly video, and what had happened was, for some reason, OBS decided to default the sound coming in from both the source and from my mic to default, which obviously it's not going to be pulling sound from default. So.
Right.
So I had to re-record the entire thing. So spent over 10 hours worth of recording. So mad. It's like, that's why I need to check if I have audio each time, which I usually do. Just that day I just didn't for some reason.
That place. Yeah, the ping is still. The ping's still kind of bouncing all over the place. I don't like the ping that's showing on the server. Almost makes me want to restart the server.
I mean, if you want to. I'm in no rush.
Well, I'm logging in right now, so I'm not going to reboot it right this second because I'm logging into it.
Yeah. Can't exactly do that.
Okay. Kids stream's gonna get to hear Mrs. DDG fussing at the kids here at the beginning of the stream. Loading in. Wasn't going to go to the live scene until after I was completely logged into the server. Alright, we are back with round 3 after having rebooted the machine. See how this works out for us. So we'll give Stony a second to be able to rejoin the video so he can see his place. Also, give this a chance to go and show us whether or not it's going to decide to go squirrely on us. So here we're at one of Tundra's earliest factories, back from phase 2 of the game. We had to have modular engines. He made his modular engine factory look like a modular engine, which I thought was an amazing thing.
I still need modular engines for thermal propulsion rockets.
Oh, you know, we never did go and double check to see how many you were making.
Yeah, never did.
Well, since I'm over here, let me go take a look.
Yeah, that's one of the original factories as well, where it takes raw resources, except for rubber. It takes all the rest of the raw resources and it makes it into that.
Back when we didn't have all those fancy pieces. Let's see. Oh, and this is already slooped. Oh,
Yes.
goodness.
I think I might have slooped it the last time I was over there, just for fun.
So you got 5, 10.
But is it
overclocked? You have 10 per minute. Yes, it's overclocked.
Really? Damn.
Yep. Overclocked with a sloop, you're making a total of 10 per minute.
That's in one machine or two?
2. That's total. That is total of what you're making here at the factory.
I guess if I could recombobulate it a little bit, bring in some import, then we can definitely do that.
Hey, Story.
Oh no. I crashed so hard I lost my entire inventory.
Oh, wow.
Oh.
Yeah.
I've had that happen.
This is gonna be a long
walk.
walk.
But now that means your death crate's out there somewhere.
So did you leave a crate?
No, I didn't die. I just my body's or my clone, I guess you can say, is still over there.
Yep, yeah. Now you gotta go beat the snot out of him.
I don't even have a weapon.
He crashed so hard his soul left his body.
Damn, went into a different one. It's gonna be a long walk.
Okay, so we got 1320. I got 600 there. 600? No, 1200. 12.
Alright, got my stuff back.
Okay.
Did you get the ping?
Yep, I did.
Yeah, it's literally underneath your modular frame factory. It's one of the 3 nodes there, and one of them's not being used. Remember, because we reworked everything and we found out that we didn't need that one node?
Kinda.
Now, as far as the steel factory goes, I think this is going to require some expansion.
Oh, that's why I can't find it. Duh. I was looking all the way under, down at the much lower level.
What did you think I meant?
Well, you said under, and I was forgetting that there was an open area underneath my factory. Immediately.
Right?
So I was looking down at the lower level where the other stuff is. It's like, I don't see it down here.
No, it's right there at the building.
Yep, I got it. They can run an elevator right up the side of my building here.
just because I can.
And my building's all kinds of more top, so of course.
Oh yeah, this steel factory has needed updates for a while.
Yeah.
Alright, then we're gonna remove some of these steel walls. We're gonna expand this out a little bit. I mean, see, what I was trying to figure out is whether or not. Oh wait, I can, because I don't need this row of smelters anymore. So all those smelters are gonna go away. So we'll get rid of all those boundaries, bring them back here to this back row. I figured out that 780 is what we're going to be bringing in. Well, no, we're going to be doing 1320 now. So,
I need fused modular frames, and they are not in the storage.
oh, you threw me. Okay, what was that?
Sorry, were you doing math?
Yes.
You just
Sorry.
have to buy them, by the way. We're not making them yet.
Okay. Okay, I can do that. I got a thing somewhere around here.
Okay, perfect. We'll do 7 foundries. So, 7.
It's a little too much steel. If you summer sloop that, I don't know. I don't think you're gonna have enough space to use it all up.
This is 3,500 steel per minute.
Yeah, I don't think you're gonna have enough space to. You have to go vertical. Make a tower.
But now that I know that, now I'm no longer questioning whether or not we could actually make a decent screw factory over here.
Well,
Since 12.5 will get us, 1,300 per minute per machine.
yeah. Yeah, that steel factory, I think, is going to be the main steel factory for every other factory.
Well, that was my goal.
Yeah. Like, you're going to be making so much freaking steel, everything over there.
That was the plan.
Yeah, just,
I think the only place I'm gonna have a limitation is gonna be the encased industrial beams.
oh yeah? The concrete, yeah.
Well, no, because now I've got the wet concrete recipe.
Yeah. Well, I guess, yeah, you got water in there, yeah, so.
Yeah.
Yeah, concrete wouldn't be an issue. By the time I just build my massive wet concrete factory.
Yeah, I'm just running. I'm trying to run ideas and the different recipes through my head, so that so that I actually have the plan. Oh wait, we haven't grabbed any of the concrete recipes. They must be all sitting in the MAM, waiting for us to pick one.
Oh yeah? Ooh, has anybody grabbed this hard drive yet?
Alright, wet concrete. Yep. That gives us 80 concrete per minute. Now, is that the best concrete recipe now?
Yes. That is the best concrete recipe.
Okay.
I know, because I have all of them in my single player. That is
All
the
right.
best one.
Well, then we'll grab a wet concrete.
I was like, unless there's something to do with like nuclear, you know,
Right.
like nuclear
Let me
concrete.
let me mix the nuclear waste with the limestone and
Yeah, hey, nuclear waste is somewhat of a liquid, I suppose.
then just be careful walking in the steel factory because the floors are radioactive.
Yeah. Yeah, and then all the foundations are going to be radioactive. Anything built out of concrete. Be great.
All right, well, we're gonna grab the wet concrete. I think the reason we didn't do that before, I don't remember why I didn't do that before. Oh, because I wasn't doing the, let's go crazy with this, and
You acquired that one pretty early on as well, so
yeah.
we didn't. Yeah, wasn't thinking about it.
But we have it now. So, overclocked. That's 120 limestone per minute. Water, I'm not worried about. That's easy. All right, what kind of node is that limestone over there? Yeah, this is just like the heavy modular. It's the because we're changing recipes and whatnot. It's the okay. Wait a second. What do I have over here? Well, we're gonna be tearing apart all kinds of stuff.
Yeah, I'd imagine you'd probably want to reimagine that area.
All right, it's a normal node. Drop the Mark III on there. Max it out. Gonna be 600 per minute. All right, and concrete, wet concrete. Jack it up to 250%. That'll give us 200 per minute. All right, so we only need 2 refineries, and that'll give us 400 per minute. And if we really need to go nuts with it, we can sloop it and bring it up to 800 per minute. Folks, my goal with the factory is going to be, I want to be producing so much of the beams, pipes, encased beams. Oh, let me double check my encased industrial beam. Pretty certain. Let's check the MAM.
Yeah, we are missing one.
Encased industrial pipe.
Uh,
So that makes a production rate of 4 per minute. The beam makes 6 per minute. Okay.
what's the
So,
concrete though? Like, or what's the numbers? Input.
let's see. $20 concrete per minute.
Yeah.
So if we overclock that, That gets 10 per minute. And needs 50 concrete per minute. Whereas the regular one. How much concrete per minute did I say the pipe needed?
Damn it.
Okay, hold on. Let me pull the pipe back up.
I did not study for this test.
Obviously.
Twice as much as half.
Alright, that wants 50 concrete per minute to make 10 encased industrial beams per minute. This wants 90 per minute to make 15 per minute. Alright, so we would need extra assemblers, but I think the encased pipe is cheaper overall.
Is it cheap enough though to warrant?
Yeah, that's what I'm sitting here looking at going, is it worth it? I mean, if we're trying to squeeze out if we're wanting to squeeze out, every little bit that we can, then yeah, I mean, it could be worth it. But encased industrial beams aren't really a big thing being needed in a lot of the factories we're making right now.
Yeah, they really need to revamp that, or give us like a better alternate that actually is worth a decent amount.
Yeah, well, I mean, it's used in the heavy modular frame, uranium fuel rod, the heavy encased frame, and the heavy flexible frame. That's everything that it shows it's being used in. That's everything we need in the encased industrial beam for. So the biggest thing that it's got is the uranium fuel rod, which is something that I know you're going to need rod. But I mean, you need even if I overclock this thing to get you the maximum on your fuel rods, which will get you 1 uranium fuel rod per minute with overclocking it completely, and that needs 3 encased industrial beams a minute.
Yeah, I just don't know how many fuel rods I'm going to need a minute. I don't know. But yeah,
So,
as little as it is, it's like,
yeah. And it makes it where I'm not even sure I really need to bother doing the wet concrete. I think I'm fine with the concrete I'm making because we need so little of it.
Because the only reason I did a wet concrete factory was because I have one factory making concrete for everything else. We're not making
which
concrete.
Makes perfect sense.
Yeah. Which is why I need to make have a lot of concrete on hand. Plus, I do a lot of construction, so
Right.
I think I have like 6 uploaders in my concrete factory, and sometimes it's still not enough.
All right. Well, then let's break some belts over here. We're gonna break that belt. We're gonna break this belt. This also needs 75 ingots per minute. Oh, wait. Okay, so that needs 150 per minute. The pipes need 75 per minute. Crap. That's a lot of constructors. Okay. And how many foundries did I say I needed? Not many. Seven foundries. Okay. Well, 7 foundries will fit neatly in the back here, but the number of constructors I'm going to need is not going to fit in this. No matter how I look at it. Oh, and screws. Let's look at screws since we were talking about making those here. $12.5 steel beams a minute. And 1 constructor. Ah, stupid autosave. Doesn't they know I'm trying to think here? Oops. Not divided. Alright, so 6 screw factories per steel beam. Oh my god. And that's with not slooping the screws.
And it makes you wonder what's coming up that we might need that much for.
Well, I don't think it's going to be all that much.
Alright, so I'll have... Okay, thank you so much for being here. I can take 1 steel beam constructor and it will produce 3,900 screws a minute. So what I'm saying is one constructor making steel beams. Okay. And then have it go into constructors to make screws. Will make 3,900 screws per minute.
That's a decent amount of screws.
We'd really be completely screwed.
Yeah, I had a feeling that this thing was going to get complicated. I had an itchy suspicion.
With that, I don't think you'd ever need screws again.
I don't know. Remember how many screws we needed over there for the heavy modular?
There's only 2 screw factories over there. It's only 2 machines.
Yeah.
There's
And
literally only 2.
And they're maxed out, and they're slooped.
Yep. It's like,
Yeah,
yeah,
this
only
is-
needed 2.
Oh, yeah. I should point out that this was me doing the math without the sloop. I had the sloop, and that's 7,800 screws per minute. Doesn't matter what kind of belt we're doing, we'll never get 7,800 screws a minute because we're going to be limited to the belt.
Yep.
That's a lot of screws per minute. Okay. All right, this place is ready to tear down. It has emptied itself. Huh. It was working out kind of nicely. I let it just kind of run and empty itself while I was pondering what we're gonna do over here.
You haven't added any mods, right?
No,
Okay.
no, this is completely vanilla.
Yeah, but I guess I forgot the fact that you can buy hard drives.
Wait, what?
Yeah, yeah,
Since when?
I forgot they added that. Oh, that's right. They did add that in the 1.0, and I forgot.
I didn't see that.
Yeah, it's 100
Hold
tickets
on.
per hard drive though. It's very expensive, but you can buy hard drives.
I'm gonna put down an awesome shop, and now I'm curious. So I don't think anybody's emptied the sinks in a while. So yeah, well, there's 9 hard drives right there.
Now you can get all the recipes that you want right now.
Well, I guess I don't want to spend all my coupons because I still need coupons for pieces so that we can build the level 3 drills and everything. Let's go with 6 hard drives. Where's the hard drives at though?
Special.
Oh, there they are. Oh my goodness.
Yep. I completely forgot about that.
How did I not see that? Because I got my check mark. I got the. No, that has to be something that just showed up recently. Was that a Fixmas thing?
I think so.
Hey, now why is that costing me concrete? Steel wall. Oh, steel wall costs steel plus concrete. Okay, fine. Just because we want to make the building look like it's whole. And we're not actually going to need all this space up here, but because I'm leaving the section that you've got the train station in at its own height. That way the building still looks connected.
What's that?
Well, you've got the train station over here that's also built in steel.
Right.
So I'm making sure to not touch that section of the building, but but have the steel factory just go up a level.
Right.
And that should help us retain the aesthetic.
Oh. I didn't understand what you said the first time, so it's just like, what?
And this way the building retains its shape. Why is that not lining up?
Oh, you tried to place on the steel beam in the center. Yeah, that steel beam I got running across there.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, they're much smaller increments on the steel beam.
Let's try that again. Yep. All right. There we go. Okay. Now it lined up correctly.
I'll say,
Okay.
you're up one.
How does that happen?
Your first one was right. It was the line that you were putting across that was off. And I don't understand how.
There's 1 meter walls in there.
Yeah, well, I deleted those.
Yeah, we just took those out.
Okay, that's all lined up.
I thought y'all just took out the 1 meter ramps.
I think those all lined up.
Yep. So now we just need to remove the roof. I don't think I'm gonna have this factory finished tonight. Well, I mean, I did start the stream with some technical difficulties.
Yep. You got an excuse.
And Tunder's just saying, "Oh, thank God! That means I've got time to build my train."
I think I would have had time either way.
So I want to keep that where that's at. So the flooring should go there. But how's that gonna?
Even after the stream, I still got a lot of work to do tonight.
Oh yeah,
Yes.
yeah.
Because I gotta try and connect this this main rail line through the northern forest.
What's taking so long, man?
I'm currently building the rail line over here.
I mean, it's just a hop, skip, and a jump.
Yeah, if only trains could hop, skip, and jump. Yeah, that might be true. That'd be cool though, wouldn't it? Like have some jump rails where you could
Oh yeah.
jump the dang train. Heck yeah.
Oh, there is a mod for Factorio that'll do that.
I'm sure there's a mod for this one as well that probably does that. Yeah, the modding scene for Satisfactory is pretty insane too. They've got some crazy stuff on there.
For every
Man.
definition of crazy.
Now that we're working on this, I think after we finish the steel factory, though, we're gonna be ready to really focus on these last 3 pieces for completing phase 4.
Yeah, it's just the heavy modular frames was one of the big steps that you had to
It was.
rework. And then that was just like, okay, now we need the rubbers so to feed that factory. And it's like, okay, well now I need to do something with all this petroleum coke. Okay.
Well, the petroleum coke made it where I was like, oh, okay, now we can take the steel factory and do what we originally planned on it doing, being the steel factory.
Yep. Which is good.
I was working on
Another hard drive.
okay. Let's go take a look. Let's see what we got. What kind of presents in the box? What's in the box? What do we get? We got the rigger motor and the fused uranium cell. That's an interesting recipe. The infused uranium cell actually might work for you. That's a pretty simple recipe. It's uranium, silica, sulfur, and quickwire.
I mean, the original's pretty simple too. Which is uranium, concrete, and sulfuric acid.
But you know how we've been doing this? We've been doing the scan hard drives, and we're not even worrying about grabbing a recipe unless there's one that really jumps at us.
Yep. Or one that you think, oh, I could use that right now.
All right.
Yeah.
But now it also means that you have to remember to check the MAM when you're getting ready to build a factory.
Yep.
To check and see if there's alternates. Check and see if there's alternates for the stuff that you're wanting to make, because there might be better recipes to give you a more efficient factory.
That's it.
Or in our case, sometimes a more interesting recipe.
Yeah, I mean, if it's like, ooh, that looks fun.
All right.
I rarely say that though.
I mean, but that's because you and I both we go for the efficiency game. Going, all right, what's the best recipe? What's going to produce more of this substance than any other, and we're going to go for that.
Yeah, Just as long as it doesn't add like another 100 steps to the already complicated.
Right.
Be like, yeah, it produces way more, but am I willing to really put in all that effort, all that extra effort to make it happen?
Yeah, it produces a whole lot more, but you got to build 3 extra factories to be able to make it.
Yeah.
And and I think that's what a lot of people that play the game that just kind of blow through it, or don't really dig into it, is the fact that a lot of times when you're building, even if you're building in one spot to make one thing, you're still building multiple small factories and then having them connect to each other. Because well, for instance, the heavy modular frame factory, that's a great example. That thing's got like somewhere between 3 to 6 factories sitting inside of it. But it's all self-contained. It doesn't have any overages from its stuff that we're sending out anywhere.
I'm gonna reverse this train station.
But I think either next stream or the stream after of Satisfactory, I'm going to start focusing on trying to make the nuclear pasta. Because that one's the pain in the butt.
Yeah, I think that's what you started on anyway. Which started this whole we need all these other factories first.
Yep.
So.
Well, because I needed the fused modular frames, which we still haven't gotten around to making that factory yet.
No. Well, we're almost ready for it now, so. Almost.
Well, because here soon, you're going to have all the train lines connected, and I'll be able to go, all right, I need aluminum dropped off, I need this dropped off, I need this dropped off. It'll just be a matter of programming the trains to drop off stuff.
Which is easy to do. Takes like 2 seconds.
Yeah, too bad we don't have a main train panel.
I would love one, yeah. Definitely. You're like, oh yeah, you can see all the trains, and then you can schedule. You can be like, oh, I don't need this train anymore. You don't have to go to it. Just reschedule.
Right.
And I'd also like to see a more detailed power panel too, like games like Factorio and others, where it tells you exactly what machines are pulling what and how many you have, and how much you're producing of a very single product without having to go all the way across the map to that factory to see what it's producing. You could just look at a panel and see it.
Which, I mean, funny enough, I get that in Icarus. When I look at my flow panel, I can actually see what machines are producing power and what's producing, what's sucking down the energy. What's my battery looking like?
It's too bad Dyson Sphere wasn't a multiplayer.
Oh man,
I'd be all over that.
If Dyson Sphere was multiplayer, we'd be that would be definitely a big one on my channel. I really enjoy it when I'm playing it by myself, but
it's sad that it's not, but I also understand why.
yeah.
That game has, when you get to the late stages of the game, you start to notice how hard your game is working to run the simulation that it's in.
Right.
You can just see it. It's just like,
Well, like,
holy crap.
there was a 4X game that I really loved called Stellaris, but I could only play it till late mid game. Once I started stepping into late game, the game became unplayable.
Yeah, Dyson Sphere can do that too. It if you go too crazy, you start putting like, oh, this one planet, this is I'm gonna turn the entire planet into one factory and cover the entire planet in machines. You eventually hit a stage where it does start to lag. 'Cause it's just like,
All right,
too much, and
that's
it's
not gonna work. All these lights have got to go. Leave the beam.
and the reason that those type of games lag is because it's the calculation that it's doing on the simulation just eventually hits it hits a mass where your GPU can't take it anymore because they use the GPU for all the calculation because it's faster. That's what the devs say,
No, don't clear it. Don't want to delete anything except for what I'm aiming for.
Mm.
I don't want to delete anything out of that building. So I gotta be really careful on this side. Don't want to delete the roof on the train station.
Yeah, if you do, it's fine.
Just means your train will be a convertible.
I don't know if that'd be a fun experience at 150 kilometers an hour. Ugh. You need goggles.
Okay, there's a weird piece of roofing in here that is not counting as roof for some reason.
Well, oh yeah, I see that. The heck? Is there a roof? There might be a roof on top of a roof. That might be what's happening.
Well, it has a different appearance to it.
Yeah, but it still has the steel
Yeah.
like framework. So I'm like, there might be two roofs, one on top of another.
All right.
It has a very, very different appearance.
I can't dismantle it.
Oh.
I can remove it, or at least it's showing as if I can remove it.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
it's a
It
fix-it
says
roof.
it's a standard roof, but
Yeah, it's the fix-it roof.
All right. Yeah. Go ahead and remove it.
Because when you set them filters, they're not only based on the block itself, but they're based on the material that it's made out of. The filters are very specific.
All right. That removed all that. Now, 1 meter foundation. We want this one to be grip metal. Right here at that mark. Is that where I want that? Yep, that'll fit perfectly. All right. And well, what I'll wind up doing is I will wind up removing a piece of this foundation I'm throwing in for the second floor, but not until I'm ready for that. So Bit Viper, if you want to go ahead and start removing all the machines and belts down here on this bottom floor, except for the belt, that's running into the train. Everything except for the concrete.
Okay, leave the concrete alone. And what is this belt here that's going into the train? What's going into the train here?
I'm not sure that he's got one going to the train.
I don't see anything crossing from here over to the train.
It's underneath
Well,
the floor.
there's one. No, this isn't going over either. This is
Oh,
incoming coal, maybe?
he may have it being done with a lift.
All the stuff going to the train is under the floor. There's
Okay.
I've made hollow foundation at the end of it. So.
That's what I was afraid of. So that's why I wanted to leave that beam where it was at. That little half wall that we got sitting in there. Because it's got the power already sitting there.
Yep.
So I'm gonna leave that where it's at. So I can
Yeah, I
connect
figured.
it.
But all the machines, all the etc. Right?
Yep. Yep. However, I did put a don't worry about the stuff that's bleeding through the roof with the sinks. There is a container right here. Let's see where you're at.
I'm over by the entry.
Yep, you come over here where I'm at, then I'll point this at. Hey, Lewis. This container that I'm standing on top of, this
Yep.
is for you to be able to empty your pockets.
Okay. So anything I need to get rid of, dump in there.
Yep.
Okay. But delete everything else.
Yep.
What about these other containers?
Other containers, leave those.
Okay. Leave the sink or no?
No, you want to leave the sink for now because this container's dumping into the sink.
Gotcha.
Like I said, that's a for now thing.
Yep. Leave the concrete. Okay.
Yeah, let's get well tight in here. But my thing was that I know you're going to want it with your pockets full of like iron ingots and whatnot. So But I think all this is going to need is a second story. And then some fancy belt work.
Fancy, eh?
Alright, that's got that taken care of. Now, I know he's going to have to do some weird stuff with the train station over here. So I got to figure out where the petroleum coke's going to come in at.
Whoops.
Yeah, this can go away. That can go away. If you're going to be doing that near me, I'm going to have to turn off screen shake.
Do the snowballs still cause screen shake as well?
I don't know, but he's not using snowballs.
Now I'm getting what's his nuts, the big boy, unstuck.
Yeah, sometimes you just have to put them out of their misery, we'll say,
Yep.
because they're just stuck in the foundation.
All right, now. $1312.5. Now put on 2 belts. Okay.
Fire in the hole. How many of these things does it take?
That's limited to 780.
They have the most health out of any enemy or any creature in the game.
Apparently.
Boy, that incoming transfer rate's going to have to increase quite a bit.
Well, that one made him unhappy at least.
Okay, so remove that. Do the same thing over. Same thing here. Oh. Oh, okay. It was autosave. That made me nervous for a second. With the technical difficulties I've had this.
Yep.
Having the game suddenly hang while I'm trying to delete something made me go, "Oh, what just happened?"
Yeah.
Oh,
Did you ever decide how you're gonna make this platform not float? I'm just curious. Like
which platform not floating? Where?
the rubber factory, the new run.
Yeah, yeah. I was gonna put concrete columns underneath it.
Okay.
Kind of like what I did over at the steel factory.
That's
So
definitely
I didn't
fun.
want to. Well, because I didn't want to run, just walls or foundation all the way down. Because that just that's the easy way out.
Mm-hmm.
You know.
Yeah. I'll let you handle that then.
And I realize I'm not going to be able to build all the way down to the bottom of the water because you can't go underwater.
Well, you can zoop it. You can zoop
Well,
the
yeah,
columns.
that's what I was going to do. I wanted to put the connector, in spots and whatnot, and make it look like it's got this. Make it look like it's sitting on stilts because it's sitting over top of water.
That's gonna be pretty hard to do though, depending on which size you use, I suppose. Because you're almost a little over a foundation above the water, and
Yeah.
and those big footers, the big ones, are exactly a foundation thick. So yeah, it'd be pretty difficult to put the beam underneath that.
Well, I'll be giving it a shot. But that's a decorative element right now.
Yeah,
Right now, I'm trying to do numbers.
yeah. I was just asking because I was doing some edging over here on the track right next to it. It's like,
Okay.
it's like, because if you're gonna go just straight down with foundation, then I would have just done that.
Well, I mean, I've got no problem going straight down with foundation. I just, you are bringing up the fact that it's going to be fairly difficult to do what I had pictured in my head. So
Yeah, I mean,
may as well just may as well just go ahead and take the foundation straight down.
it's doable. So I was just like, well, I'll let you handle it.
But ever since I started playing with you, all of a sudden I started really despising floating platforms.
Yeah. I don't mind it for initially, like, because you're trying to build a factory. You don't want to do all the design work before you even it'd take you forever
Right.
before you even got
Well,
a factory going.
and then you put down all your decorative elements and everything to make it look nice, and then you realize, oh wait, this isn't big enough.
Yeah, definitely. I've had that happen a lot of time, many times, especially the rail. I'll get my rails and I'll be like, yeah, everything's looking good, and then I'll get down a ways and go, oh, I gotta rebuild the whole section. Why did I do the supports? I gotta delete them all, try again.
Man, we're only getting 221 a minute. That'll probably change once it actually starts moving. Actually, hey Tundra, can you look this up? What's the maximum import rate on a drone?
This says 388 on this particular one.
But
That's gonna take.
no. I'm asking him to look it up. on what the actual maximum import rate is on a drone.
That's going to depend on the distance and everything.
Is that you asking on the drone port itself?
Yes.
Oh, they're infinite, just like the train stations.
Okay.
Yeah, you're just limited by build speed. There's what is
Okay.
there's two input ports, right, on a drone port. Two
Yes.
inputs.
There's an input for fuel and input for cargo, and one input, one output for cargo, and one input for fuel on a drone port.
Yeah, there's only one input, so whatever your belt speed's going to be for that input.
Okay. No, you got. Oh yeah. You only got one import port.
Yeah, the other one's for fuel. I wish there was two, cause man. But then again, I guess there's only 7 slots in a drone, so I imagine that doesn't. When you got fast belt speed, that doesn't really take very long to fill up.
I was afraid of that.
Yeah.
I was afraid it was gonna pull that kind of nonsense on me.
Yeah, the best thing you could do is build multiple drone ports so that you're not limited that way. Just like when I do multiple cars for a train. So that I can input and output way more.
Did I get hit with an autosave?
No.
Well, it's not building.
Yeah, I get a few seconds. Try again. That happens on dedicated server. Every now and again.
Make sure you got it set straight. There we go.
Yeah, I'm thinking it might have something to do with the client side of the server. That's just, it doesn't recognize that you're trying to build for some reason, so it doesn't put anything down.
So that brings that in there. Now. Oh, the belt work on this is going to be interesting. Oh, man.
You got a factorial specialist there. I think it'd be fine.
How many constructors do I need? $150 steel ingots a minute. Each of these producing 500 a minute. So I got 3,500. So let's go 2,500 divided by 150. 16.6. Alright, so 17 constructors. Just for steel beams. How am I going to squeeze that in here?
Is that... Oh yeah, you probably don't want to start summer sweeping things at that stage.
Yeah, no. The only thing that I'm summer slipping currently is the ingots, because I planned on that.
Mhm. Yeah, 'cause we already found out what happens when you don't calculate for summer sleeping in
Right.
the middle steps.
Yeah.
So,
So I'm summer slipping at the beginning step and then working forward. What do we get?
staying belts in place.
Okay, I'll wait until Bit Viper's back. But
I'm back. I'm here.
okay,
Hello.
all right. So I've got a factory for you.
I saw that coming, or heard it coming, or something.
You can choose whichever alternate you want to work. Personally, I recommend the radio control system since we're making that much rubber. But we need a factory making radio control units.
Okay.
And we need to be making a minimum of 30 per minute.
Okay.
Because we're gonna need that. Hold on. We need that for so many other things. Well, wait, you already got that going on for your supercomputer, don't you? Because you got you're on the overclock supercomputer recipe, right?
I think so.
Which requires radio control units and cooling systems.
No.
Okay.
I am not using either of those. At least on the cooling systems. I don't think I'm using radio control unit. But it does sound familiar. Like we have a radio control unit factory for some reason somewhere.
Maybe for the turbo motors. Yeah, we would have been making radio control units for the turbo motors, but we need a lot more. So yeah, I'd say focus on trying to build a factory, and wherever you build it, I'd go with the radio control system. It does require rubber, but wherever you build it, Thunder can run a rail over to it to drop off rubber, because we're making more rubber than
we could ever use. Damn near. Holy crap.
Man, when I overclock one machine, the radio control system, it's making 11.25 per minute. It needs crystal oscillators, circuit boards, aluminum casing, and rubber. The aluminum casing might be the spot where we need to double check the aluminum factory, because we have not. Unfortunately, there are so many storages over there, which is why I've been afraid to go anywhere close to that aluminum area.
Do we have circuit? I know there's circuit boards around, and there's got to be crystal oscillators around, but are either of them available for shipping in one form or another? Or are they both being made for the whatever specific factory they're part of?
That's probably the case.
Yeah, to my knowledge, they're specific to the factory. But Like I'm getting ready to go nuts with the steel factory. Feel free to go nuts with making factories, making those small things, because obviously we're gonna need them anyways.
Yeah. Yep, just haven't been able to get to it.
So, but there you go. Yeah, that gives you a project to work with.
Got it. How many did you say you wanted minimum?
30. If we can do more, that'd be better.
Yeah.
But 30 per minute would be good.
Yeah. Written down on paper where I'll never see it again.
Yeah. You got a million sticky notes all over the place too, with stuff written on them.
I don't have anywhere to put sticky notes. There's pieces of paper that are stacked up on top of projects and stuff that I should be working on.
Oh, thank you for the 8 likes, chat.
Yeah, me, I've got sticky notes all over the place with projects and stuff I've written down to remember, and then there's sticky notes everywhere. So it's like, was that one thing I needed to remember? I think it was related to this, and let me go through and look around.
It's under 3 other sticky notes.
It's somewhere.
Do I have any other crap in my pocket I want to get? Yes, I do. Get rid of that. Get rid of that.
Speaking of crap in my pocket. Not that kind of crap. By the way, Dragon, the other day you popped into a stream of mine, said hi, and I never said anything. I did see you. I just was occupied.
Yeah, no, I just figured you didn't want to talk to me. Well, no, when I see them online, then I do try to pop in. I'll hang out for 5 to 10 minutes. Make sure I hit the like button. Just because that 5 to 10 minutes makes it where the like actually stays on your stream. So trying to help out your channel and everything when I can.
Yeah, I figured that was the deal. And if I remember right, probably you were at work when that happened too.
Oh yeah. Yeah, which means I popped in and then I put you on one of my 3 screens at work, and then I muted your stream while I jumped into a meeting.
There you go.
Yep. Streams is all about that watch time.
Yep. Oh, I do that to several people that I know they don't have too many people watching your stream, so I'll take and put their stream up on a tab and then put something else over it and go on about whatever I'm doing.
But yeah, no, I think I'm probably gonna jump back into a loft tomorrow night, Tundra.
Sounds good.
Well, and my way of giving myself my quote unquote valid excuse for it is because I'm going, well, Tundra wants to play Space Engineers 2 anyways, so
Yeah. I figured your other valid excuse would be you did say that one stream that you were kind of getting a little burnt on the Empyrean thing, and I was just like, I'm kind of feeling that too a little bit.
Okay, yeah.
It's just like, I like the game because I like Space Engineers. It's very, very similar, and it's just like, I don't know about this.
Yeah. I mean, sadly, I don't know how much farther I'm really gonna want to go with it. Just because I don't know, it's starting to get boring. Yeah, I hate to say that, but
I'll tell you this though, that the first Space Engineers game, I got done with one of the scenarios in there. I was just like,
Yep.
oh, I love this. I did. Scenarios. Some of them are pretty cool.
so, thank you for the 9 likes, chat.
definitely would be more enjoyable with some more enjoyable friends.
Yeah, well, obviously it was something on my system. Yeah, hey, Frostbite, what's going on, buddy?
Hey, there you are.
Now, actually, I've been thinking about somebody that used to show up to my, well, actually one of my mods that used to show up to my streams very frequently. Been a little worried about him because I hadn't heard from him, seen him stream or anything in a pretty decent amount of time. And that's a digger. Yeah, exactly. Hey, Linus. Yeah, I'm kind of worried about Digger. I mean, he was up there in the years and whatnot, and so he's a bit long in the tooth. So the title on this stream was a lie. This was not a rebuild of the steel factory. This was a demolition of the steel factory. And then me doing lots and lots and lots of thinking of going, okay, how do I want to work all these belts and machines?
I think you're just lying, or you're just arguing a technicality.
I probably am.
Because technically, rebuilding is destruction's part of the rebuilding. So
It is. You're right.
Rebuild stage 1.
in fact, that's half this freaking game. Half this game is rebuilding factories or tearing down and building new.
All right, so we're gonna be doing this way. If I line this up, oh shit, that's not gonna work. Oh wait, that's not the right path. Hold on. A 150 steel ingots a minute produces 37.5 steel beams a minute. Hold on.
Holding.
16 times 37.5. That only gives us 600 beams per minute.
Yeah, steel beams have always been expensive on steel.
Well, I guess we're gonna be slooping the beams. All right. Hey, yeah, you're on the list. Top hours, we got Frostbite, and we got Pix. Well, which funny enough, I haven't seen Pix in my chat in a while. Then we got Bill, then we got Romana, and we got Digger. And then we got Thunder right behind Digger. Then we got Loomis, and then we got Tina. And then we got, oh, me. Go figure, I'm in my top 10.
What?
Apparently, I'm in my top 10. I'm number 9 in my top 10 viewers
How does that
for
happen?
top hours.
Okay.
is there something that's counting those hours?
I am not sure.
It's like it's like unless you got your stream open somewhere else where you're watching it.
Well, I got YouTube Studio up where I'm watching the health of the stream and everything.
I don't think it counts that though, because I did the same thing.
It's just weird.
But then again, I'll there are times where I'll just set my computer to a stream when I'm going to sleep, and then it'll just move on to whatever it thinks is the next interesting stream for me. I wake up to some of the weirdest shit.
And because you wake up to that, and because it's been playing, and now it's in your feed, and you're just like, why is this even in here? Oh, because I watched this video while I was sleeping, apparently.
That's when you start getting all the fun recommendations.
Yeah, so what I do is I'll do playlists instead.
That makes sense. It goes all those videos, hours, and but also gives view time. Granted, you didn't hit like on any of the videos.
What's that?
So you didn't hit the like button on any of the videos.
I guess that's true. Yeah, what's one more counted against some of them I watch are from YouTubers that got millions and millions of subscribers, get hundreds of thousands of likes. And...
Shame on you not hitting that like button while you're asleep.
Yeah. Oh well.
Well, no, I mean, this has been a good project. It's kind of similar to how it worked with us with the heavy modular frame factory, because we had one stream where we talked out the plan and already started doing the deconstruction, and then the next stream we went, okay, how do we want to lay this thing out? Where do we want stuff coming in at? Well, I've got the stuff coming in. Got that plan. I haven't planned how I want the petroleum coke coming up to the second level yet. Because I want to see what a train's coming in at, but at the same time I'm going, well, you know what? Tundra will figure it out. Tundra will go, here's your petroleum coke. Obviously, it's going to need 2 belts of petroleum coke, because with the amount that we're producing, one belt can't handle it. So yeah, I think our next Satisfactory stream will actually get the steel network really laid out. Oh hey, look, Satisfactory's telling us it's time to log out.
Well, in an hour.
I'm rerouting the paper tubes, by the way, so that they're not in our way at all.
Are you keeping them on the stack so they go to the same place?
Yes. No, I'm putting them on a random place.
Yeah, you'd be like, I want to go here, and then you're just like, wait a minute, why am I over here? What happened?
Gotta keep life interesting.
Yeah, don't label any of your hypertubes at your hub. Just pick a random one and hope for the best.
There's a mod. Hypertube goes to a random place.
16 of those. That's not using up all the steel. Then I'm gonna need. Oh God.
Oh, look, hard drive.
All right, I'll look at the hard drive in a second. $75 steel ingots per minute. We've got 1,000. That's 13 constructors. So basically, I got 30 constructors I gotta put down. $16 for beams, 13 for pipes. All right, beams and pipes are gonna be made up here. Originally, I thought about making pipes downstairs, but no, we're gonna do beams and pipes up here, and then have them merge and come downstairs.
Okay.
Well, because after having done the math on the beams, I can merge all the beams into one belt. Oh yeah, I forgot to look at that one too. Yeah. And we can go really nuts with steel beams. Oh, I'm gonna hate doing this. Hey, Tundra.
Run, Tundra, run.
Remember that aluminum factory you built on the last server?
Yeah.
Go nuts.
Right. Well, I can build it like I did on the single player.
Well-
Single player. Well, up there, up in the red bamboo forest with all them nodes up there.
Well, I just noticed that I unlocked the aluminum steel beams.
Right.
And it makes a lot of steel beams.
Yeah, but you need aluminum
No.
ingots for that, right?
Yeah, it's just aluminum ingots. But I also know that we're already set up in a way that we can make a stupid amount of aluminum.
What are you gonna do with the rest of the steel?
I don't know. Did I tell you about the story about how the angel got on top of?
Yes, many times.
No, I still want to make use of this steel factory and have it doing its thing, but I have a suspicion. Well, number one, I already know I'm gonna need a stupid amount of aluminum to begin with. But I have a suspicion that when we get into the next phase, steel and aluminum are going to be big.
Okay.
It's a gut suspicion. I've been, well, like you, I've been being very careful not to catch streams when people have entered into a phase that's beyond where we're at.
Yep.
Because I wanna be surprised. Hey, Grant, I have seen things that I did not intend to see.
And now you can't unsee them.
Exactly.
Yeah. I seen one thing as well, and I'm just like, oh, that's awesome.
It sucks that I seen it before I had access to it, but that's awesome.
Yeah.
That is an awesome
Well,
thing.
well, and I have no idea which thing you're talking about.
Yeah, because I'm not going to say it.
Now, my thing was a transportation thing.
Oh, yeah, we're probably talking about the same thing then.
Oh, okay.
I saw one of those today too.
Okay.
It's like it's probably the same thing then. Definitely, because it
I
definitely is
just
related to that.
happened to catch a bit of a stream of somebody who finished the game today on their stream.
Whoops.
I didn't see a lot of it. I wasn't paying much attention to it. It was one of those on the side screen, but I saw them use one of those portal-ish things.
All right. Well, chat. We are at the 11 o'clock hour. I have got a really big meeting tomorrow that apparently we're not ready for, because apparently I'm supposed to be doing a presentation.
Oh,
Yeah. You know what? No. The best part about the presentation is the presentation is being handed to me to present.
Oh,
I didn't
oh,
make
that's
the
the
I didn't make the presentation.
you didn't have to make one. That's good.
Oh no,
those
no,
are the
no,
best. Those are
no,
the
no.
best
That
ones.
yes and no. The downside is that means I don't know what the fuck's in the presentation.
Hmm.
Those are the
And
best ones.
so when the questions start coming, I'm gonna be going.
Uh,
Do you get access to the presentation early enough to review some of it, or?
Apparently they're sending it to me tomorrow morning, which means they're giving it to me 2 hours before the meeting.
Oh, damn.
what
No time to prepare.
Yeah,
those types. When I had speech class in
and
college, those types of things were the best. Where you got up in front and then the teacher told you what you were talking about. That was
well,
the easiest. That was the best for me.
and apparently the guy that's become the new senior higher up over all the IT stuff. Um, apparently he decided he's going to show up to the meeting.
Oh.
So I'm just seriously going, fuck me.
Yeah.
Live
Just don't know.
stream it. Live stream it.
Yeah, no,
That'd be.
too much confidential information in that.
Yeah.
A minor issue.
All right, chat. Let's take a look. I know there's only 4 of you here, but you know what? I'm still gonna throw in the redirect.
So I'll need something for the evening. Rest of the evening.
Ooh! Hold on. Let me make sure she's not wrapping up. I haven't seen her online in a while. So let me make sure she's actually playing. Okay, yeah, I think we're good. We are gonna go with Bluebell. Hadn't seen Bluebell in a long time. So, chat, thank you everybody that's been here. Thank you for the 10 likes. And I'll catch y'all tomorrow with some. We're gonna actually pick up a second episode of Aloft. Cause I've been really enjoying that game with our first look that we did last night, and with Tundra being busy with space engineers, we'll give Imperion a break. Imperion may be sent on a permanent break. I don't know. We'll see.
Finally got all this piped up and rails connected now. Damn. That took a while. Now I gotta go to the other end.
You hooking up steel or the other thing?
I just got petroleum coke and rubber hooked up to the train line. Got train stations down, got all the rail lines set in, all the signals, damn near.
I hope where I rerouted the hypertubes around steel is okay with everybody.
Yeah, it doesn't matter where they are, just as long as they get there where you get to where you're going. I just built them because we needed way more, so I
Yep.
just stacked them up.
We could probably use a couple more at
Yeah,
this point.
probably. Yeah, but that's also why I put them on stackers, because it makes it easy to add another. Just
Yep.
keep adding. So
Because at this point, there's a automated wiring. There's a mini hub out there now. You got to go to automated wiring to get to whatever it was I built south of that, and you got to go out there to get to the computer factory because it was the closest place to get to all the other places, rather than running another one from the main coal power. Because that would have been where I'd have to run something from otherwise. Don't even think of telling me that you're gonna hurt.
going back to that drifting thing.
Yeah.
I guess that I think the reason I'm a power drifter is because I actually done a little bit of circle track racing on dirt.
Yeah, that would do it.
Yeah, and yeah, the best way to drive those tracks is to keep your foot down. You know,
Yep.
if you're really good, and it took me a while to get to that point, but if you get really
good
good,
God.
you have your foot to the floor the entire time while you're going around the circuit. There's no let off, and there's no brakes. You have your foot on you have foot to the floor. You're driving as fast as you possibly can.
What the hell? I'm driving where you tell me to drive. There's. Sorry.
Brakes.
Yes. I have never. I've never driven circle, dirt or otherwise, but I've watched all kinds of dirt circle racing, and yeah. Almost every weekend growing up. That's, you know, not almost, I guess. Once or twice a month kind of thing. Summers. There was a very popular in the area dirt track, only like a dozen miles from home. So yeah, I watched all kinds of that.
So you know the car classes then? Of the
Not anymore. Back then I would have, but not. I'd recognize the names, and I might recognize what the particular vehicle looked like, but not so much anymore.
Okay. So if I say Akano, does that ring a bell?
No.
Okay. Dang. That's what I drove in, which is basically the lowest class. other than minis, I guess. I think they were called mini, but something like that. No, it was called the Power Puff or something like that. That class was all women drivers with they had tiny little compact cars driving around. It was pretty entertaining to watch because those little compact cars, man, they don't have very much strength as well as body, so they crumple pretty good.
The ones I remember most, I don't remember what they were called, but they were really short, I guess, vehicles, but they would have really big fins on above and behind them.
Sprints. That's the sprint class.
Sounds right.
There's actually two different classes of sprints, but
and very noisy.
Yeah.
Very noisy, as I recall.
Was it high pitched noise or was it like a rumbly, like a race car noise?
I'm not sure, but I want to say high pitch.
Like high pitch, like a motorcycle.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, I believe so.
So that's the smaller class of sprints. They have a smaller motor inside of them and whatnot. But yeah.
And this was a short track.
Yeah, very short.
So So they're like going around the track more or less sideways.
Yeah, the entire time, pretty much, other than the straight,
Yep.
they're sideways. Yeah. But the other class of sprints, they've actually got V8 motors in those things, and they're slightly bigger, but not much bigger. So that tiny little car has a big old V8 racing motor in it. Like, holy crap, why?
Traffic is gonna hate me, but I gotta show you this.
But yeah, the econo class though was the small, or the kind of the lowest class on the totem pole, pretty much. It's also the poor man's class, I guess you could say, because it's the cheap class. Like, you could literally build a car for maybe $1,000.
This is what it's doing to me.
But the econo class was basically 4-door vehicle, usually like 80s, early 90s car. Usually 4-door though. Big old heavy boat cars, essentially. And the cars are only stripped out. You don't necessarily do anything with the engine and transmission. I mean, you can kind of mess with some stuff, but there's a lot of rules where it has to be the original engine, has to be the original transmission. You can't go over a certain power to weight ratio, that kind of thing, so that it's fair for everybody. But yeah, basically the banger class, essentially.
This sounds like what I would know as stock.
Yeah, the class above us was called the stock class. You had stock, and then which basically those cars are, they build the car, the innards first, which is the steel framing, and then they put body panels on the car. Like, they're just sheets of metal shaped into the shape of a car. So that's the stock class, and then you got hobby stock, which is just slightly above that, I believe, or is it below? Something like that. And then, yeah, then you've got the sprints, and then you've got the modifieds, which are the cars that they're shaped like a wedge. They got a wedge shape in the front. They go like almost at a 35-degree angle upwards, and then they kind of flatten out, and they've got perfectly flat sides with almost like a little wing on the back, or little wings that kind of go straight out.
The description doesn't really sound familiar, but the name does, modified.
Yeah, modifieds, they're the highest. They're one of the highest class dirt track racers. They got the highest power to weight ratio, a lot of power. And if you actually look at how they drive, they're not drifting. The modified cars, they're not drifting. They're actually driving sideways. If you look at the rear tires, the rear tires actually steer.
Oh wow! I don't know if I ever noticed anything like that.
Yeah, so what they do is they put the car into a drift, and as they counter steer, those rear wheels counter steer as well. So they're actually driving slightly sideways. Yeah, it's actually really cool to look at. If you actually look, it's like, holy crap! That they don't turn very much, those rear tires. They turn about 5 degrees, I think, something like that. It's around 5-degree turn.
This thing is shifting all the way down into A2 to hit. It doesn't look like that much of a hill, but did you see a picture I posted?
Yeah, you missed a turn. So.
Yeah, it missed a turn.
It missed
it. A turn was missed.
Yeah.
Actually, I think 2 were missed.
Yeah, but from all that racing, video game racing with cars and stuff, I've got that habit of constantly looking at the map while I'm driving.
I look at it too much.
Yeah, so I'm always, and then I have it zoomed out to a decent amount to where I know if I got to turn off somewhere, I can see that well ahead of where that is. So then I just use traffic rules, get into the farthest lane to get off.
And the problem for me is that the map, in at least some cases, the map spacing, I guess, the distances don't match up. and it's hard to tell if for example, there'll be two different exits on the map. One to go left, one to go right, kind of thing. But they're both before where the highway crossing highway comes across. And because of how the map shows your position is a bit delayed or something, you think you're supposed to go to one when you're really supposed to go to the other. And the map is not clear about it, and the timing of the voice navigator is less than useful. No, buddy, that's my spot. Thank you very much.
Maybe because I don't use that, I don't have any issues. Oh. No idea. I couldn't tell you, but yeah, I don't have any issues with the map or anything.
Well, I think part of it is just getting used to how the timing and spacing on the map versus the road. It is less of a problem. It is less of a problem now than it was earlier, so it's a getting used to it thing.
Yeah, maybe. I could definitely see that. So, honestly, couldn't honestly tell you. And also from like real life experience too, where it's like, oh, yeah, my exit's coming up, so I better get all the way over into the farthest right lane before I get to the turn.
In real life, I wouldn't use the navigation system most likely, because I will take in real life and I'll spend more than a few minutes looking at maps and basically have the whole map in my head before I ever leave the house. Nowadays, of course, it's Google Maps, but back in the day, I'd do the same thing with paper maps.
Yeah, before I had that, yeah, I had some those atlases, so I knew where I was going. But yeah, now it's just in my vehicle right now. I have one of those cheap little navigator things. If I don't know where I'm going, I'll use it. But you put in the location where you're trying to go, and it just
back in the
mid-90s,
I drove taxi for a while. And my first night on my own, I had they used to have, I don't know if they still have, but they used to have for cities would have a 8.5 by 11 booklet that would have several blocks on a page and a page number to show where you go if you're going off this side of the page and whatever. And I got one of those books for the city I was in, actually for the 3 cities that I worked in. And I demolished that book in one night. Completely and totally demolished that book in one night. The second night, I got smart. I went and got me a ring binder and those plastic sheet covers, whatever you want to call them, where you can take and slide a piece of paper into a plastic holder in a ring binder.
Well, like a plastic sleeve.
Yeah. And I took that booklet, cut the spine, and put all of those pages into sleeves. I still have those books. And that was back in 94 and 95.
Nice. But yeah, being a taxi driver, you gotta know where you're going.
Yep.
You can't be lost.
My trainer, who was a casual friend, he got me into it. I cursed him for that. He got me into it, and he did a very good job of teaching me the key bits of how the city roads, how the numbering and naming and whatever of the city's roads were. I mean, I knew my basic way around the city. I've been there for a while, but he gave me the in-depth bits kind of thing. And I drove with him for a few nights, and then I was on my own. And with his keys, I was able to know, if nothing else, I knew where to look in the book to find out where such and such was. And I was smart enough to look at where we were supposedly going as well, not just where I was picking up the person. So I had a clue where we were going as well. But I drove taxi for, 3 months before I completely and totally burned out. But then I was not only doing taxi, but I was also doing college. Had a full college class schedule. I worked at college. I worked out of college, and I did the taxi.
Alrighty, I think with that, though, that is going to be it for this episode of Satisfactory on the dedicated server. So just as a quick little reminder, if you'd like to pick up... sorry, wrong speech. If you'd like to check out Dragon's... I almost did the wrong one there. The link to his channel is down in the description below. Of this video, and as well as him and others on my main YouTube page underneath the friendly content creator section. So if you get the chance, definitely check them out. Yeah, I'm getting a little tired. Getting just a wee bit tired, and I still got editing to do and stuff, so anyway. But yeah, I'm going to go ahead and leave it here, and yeah, we'll see what we get up to next time on Satisfactory, the dedicated stuff. It's like a movie. See? He'll do his steel factory, and I'll build some train stations. But yeah, like I said, that is going to be it. So I do hope you enjoyed. Oh, and before you go, I would like to give a huge shout out and thank you to all of the investors you can see here. Seriously, thank you. You guys are awesome. It is much appreciated. And until next time, I guess it's a goodbye.